Okay, welcome to this channel once again. The examination is around the corner, the jamb exams. And if you're watching this, you're among the lucky ones that's going to have a very high score because hidden secrets will be reviewed here. Now, what are the tips? Look at the tips to scoring very high in jamb. It's very easy. The first step you do is mark the key words in the question. Don't rush to answer. Mark the key words. It will help you to understand the question and then possibly pick out the correct options. Don't rush to answer the question without marking the key words and understand those words properly. Like when I will say give sample questions and you see how we're going to pick the answers even without much stress. Number two, try to recall the topic the question emanated from. What topic is that? Is it on, democracy, with government? What topic is that? Is it demand and supply in economics? So what topic? That will help you to begin to think about the possible answers that will come out from it. The next thing you do is try to recall the laws, the theories, the principles, the formulas of background story of that question. If you can remember those laws, those theories, or those principles, or those background stories, maybe in the case of literature and so on, you will find out that somehow the idea will come that will help you to fish out the perfect answer for that particular question. In fact, this particular point, we are going to dwell on it so much, and you will see how it will help you to answer so many questions. Like in this video, I'm going to show you how you can even pick an answer when you don't even have an idea what that question is. It is 100% possible. And I show you that after watching this video, you will see the score you will have in this jamb exam. Number 4 is mark the two odd options in the question. From my experience, I've discovered that almost all the questions in jamb and related CBT questions, there are always two odd options. That those ones can never be the answer. How do we trace them? How do we know them? In this video, I will show you how to identify them. Just looking at the question and the options, you identify those two odd options. They're always there. And you also have two likely correct answers. They will always be there. I'll also show you how to identify them. Remember, not in every question, but in most questions, it's always like that. So, my 5th step is, after you must have done this, and you have marked out the two odd options, that means the one that cannot be the correct answer, then the two likely correct options, you will take time to analyze it critically. Look at it critically. And before you know it, that instinct in you will tell you the correct answer. Okay, so let's hit the button. Okay, let's see more questions. Like I said, this is just in a case whereby you don't know what to do. But the one you know the answer, just go straight and pick the answer. I always say there's no alternative to studying very hard. But let's look at this question. You pick out the answer by yourself. Why are houses wired in parallel? This is a 2018 physics jamb question. Look at the options they gave us that year. They say, to increase the total resistance in the house, A. B. To reduce the total resistance in the house. C. To reduce voltage. C. To provide a better atmosphere for the equipment. Where your common sense will tell you that when a house has something to do with providing a better atmosphere for equipment. So already D is a very clear odd option. Very clear odd option. You will remove it. And then to increase the total resistance in the house. Why would you want to increase the resistance of the current flowing when you need more current? Not to talk of Nigeria, where we always have low current. So that tells you that this A is absolutely impossible to be the answer. Okay, so we have two possible options. Now, do you observe that these two possible options has to do with reduce, to reduce the total resistance in the house or to reduce voltage. Now, who will want to wire his house and reduce voltage. That's simple analysis. So you see, you can get the answer even though you're not conversant with that question. With simple analysis, you can get it. Why do I want to reduce the voltage in my house? No, there's no wisdom there. To reduce the total resistance in the house, good, so that the current can be better. So that gives us B as our answer. And this guy here will not be the answer. So you see, we can use this method to get an answer of a question you're not used to, or strange one, or the one you have not read before. You can use analysis, removing the odd ones, and then before you know it, you will land at the correct one. Let's see this one. Dissolving some pellets of sodium hydroxide in water, this chemistry would result in, they gave you options: a decrease in the entropy of the solution; B, a lowering of the temperature of the solution; C, an increase in the entropy of the solution; D, a decrease in the free energy of the solution. Now let me give you an idea in certain questions. Now the examiner knows the answer already, so he'll give you the correct one and give you another one that looks like the correct one. Now in that correct one, you will see the key word that will bring out the correct answer. Now notice the use of a decrease in the entropy of the solution. And he repeated it again because he thinks that maybe you know the answer, but you're not confused whether it is decrease or increase. So he brings the entropy again. But notice that he used increase here and decrease here. As a smart student, you will know, even if you're not used to the question, you will know that these two guys are possibly the answer in this case. And so, without much ado, this guy is off, this guy is off. You have two possible answers here. Is it a decrease in the entropy of the solution, or an increase in the entropy of the solution? And definitely you know that. I know you have read your book. This is a physics question, and so this is a chemistry question, and when you look at it, you know that entropy has to do the level of disorder. So an increase in the level of disorder will definitely come when you dissolve some pellet in water. So C happens to be your correct option. But notice how we're able to get this. We got this by looking at the word that the examiner used. The examiner even exposed himself when he used entropy. And that gives you an idea. And he used here decrease, increase, which means that one of them is actually the answer. But you want to confuse you with the decrease or increase. And having that understanding of what he means by dissolving sodium hydroxide in water, and then pellets of it in water. So you know that entropy has to do with the level of disorders, and that is the answer is increase in the entropy, not decrease in the entropy. And that becomes the answer of that particular question. Now we are proceeding. I know that some of you now are smiling already, because if you go to your past question papers, look at some of them. Do this. Before the exam, don't do it by yourself. Look at some of them. You will be so shocked how you pick the correct answer. Now, I want to move to calculations. Must I calculate everything? Sometimes time may be against me. I can still get the answer without really doing the calculation if time is against me. So in exam hall, you can still get the correct answer by removing the odd ones and pick the correct. I'll give you some keys that can help you. Not in every case, like I said, not in every case. There are cases that you cannot get the answer unless you do the proper calculations. But the ones you can get the answers without really doing all the calculations, by just being smart. Let's go there. These sample questions, but let me remind you, there is no shortcut, to succeeding in JAMB except studying and reading very well. But this is just to help you after studying. This can be an additional, advantage that you have that will help you to score very high in the JAMB exams. So, but remember, don't take your studies for granted. Please study very hard. Now look at this. This is a chemistry question. When ethane reacts with conc H2SO4, the product formed is, look at the options carefully. Notice methanol, A, B, ethanol, C, propanol, D, ethanoic acid. Now, even if you did not read properly, you can still get the question, get the answer correctly. How do we do that? Now, if you look at this, observe ethanoic acid cannot be the answer. You say, how do you know? Because the examiners try to test your accurate understanding of that topic. So they give you the possible answers, and then your brain start working on it to get the correct one among the possible answers. So automatically this one is off. I won't take it because you can see it's quite odd in these options. Now, like I said, it's not in every case. There are questions that are so direct that when you see it, the answers may be the odd one. Please, it's not in every case. Let me not mislead you. It's not in every case. But there are cases that when you look at it, having gotten the idea on that topic, this is how to do with H2SO4 reacting with ethane. Maybe, I believe you have done that, you have studied that in your chemistry, and you know that the product definitely cannot be ethanoic acid. And then from the options, ethanoic acid is already the odd one here. And you look at it again, see methanol, ethanol, propanol. So among these three, which two options should I remove? You know, looking at the whole thing clearly, I know you have an idea that ethane, from the question, look at it. Ethane, is very likely that ethane is going to produce something that has, you know, ethyl group. And so I believe propanol should be off immediately, looking at the reaction. Ethane, H2SO4. These are just guides, you know. But like I said, there's no alternative to studying very hard. Now with this, you can see that I have two options left, and I know that you won't even make the wrong guess now what the correct answer will be. Since we have ethane reacting with H2SO4, I will already remove ethanoic acid because it's not going to be there, and propanol cannot be there automatically because looking at this reaction, there's no way propanol will appear in this reaction. So these two guys are already out. So we have two options which we analyze critically, and without much stress, you're going to choose B as your answer. And B is actually the answer. Like I said, these are tips that can help you to come out of any question that looks somehow dicey. You don't know what to do. You can look at it critically, apply this method, and I assure you, your JAMB score will amaze you. Now look at this question again. A characteristic of the alkane family is, now the option they gave us in that chemistry question is substitution reaction, generation reaction, addition reaction, elimination reaction. If you have read your book or you're in a class where they taught you, in a preparatory class where they taught you, you will know that when we talk about the characteristics of alkane family, the two reactions they always talk about when we talk about the homologous series is normally the substitution reaction and the addition reaction. So without even stressing yourself in your white paper there for your calculations, you can just remove these two guys here because they did not fit in at all. So, but you are left with substitution reaction, addition reaction. What is substitution reaction? What is addition reaction? Does alkane undergo substitution reaction, addition reaction? Remember that alkane definitely do not have double bonds, so there will be no need of addition reaction. So as a smart student, you see, you choose this guy as your option, and that definitely is the correct answer. I will even show you how to choose the answer in calculation when they have numbers. I will show you how to remove the odd ones and the possible two correct ones. It will amaze you. We'll get to that, but let's look at this one. The operation of thermometer is based on, this is physics now, on the principle of A. The examiner gave you thermodynamics, B, pressure, C, thermoelectric effect, D, color. Now, when you look at it, you know about thermoelectric thermometers. When you talk about temperature and its measurement, you remember clearly that in this thermoelectric thermometer, it has nothing to do with color. This is funny. You know, it has nothing to do with pressure. This is strange. Then there are two things that look like it, and the examiner is too careful to give you two of them. They want to know whether you really know the spelling or the correct word. You know, thermodynamics, thermoelectric look alike, but you know that thermodynamics cannot be the answer because thermoelectric has to do. In fact, they gave you the answer here. That will tell you how JAMB can be cheap sometimes, and the answer is exactly thermoelectric. So that is some of them. I'll give you more, so just hold on. I'll give you more questions. We analyze it together. It will amaze you how you can score very high in this particular jamb. Even the question you don't even know, you will see how you can, by this simple analysis, get the correct answer. Okay, now look at the aspect of calculation. Like I said, there's no shortcut to hard study. You need to study very hard. Don't depend on guesswork. But this is in case of in an exam and you are in a kind of confusion, don't know what to do, you can still get an answer correctly. Now look at this. Factorize k squared minus 2kp plus p squared. Now, how do I get the options? Now look at this. From what I'm seeing here, I have minus here. So there's no way it will end with only plus. So this one is out already. And this one is also plus, so it's out already. So based on the rule, you know that when you have x minus y squared, it will give you x minus y and x plus y. So based on this option, there are two possible options here, but based on the principle governing this kind of equation, you know that definitely the answer is going to be B and D is off. Okay, so we can get to this one. Look at this one. In fact, the options normally give us the answer if you are smart enough. 2y squared minus 15sy plus 18s squared. Don't need to solve. Just look at the options. You pick the answer from the options. So what do? Let's start from this one. Plus 3x times minus 6s cannot give us plus 18s. That will give us minus. So this guy is off. Minus 3x times plus 6s can never give me 18s squared. So it will give me something else. So this is already off. Minus 3x times minus 6x will give me plus 18s squared. How am I sure is the answer? Let me check this one too. This one now is minus 2x times minus 6x, which is plus 12s squared. This guy is off. So you see, I didn't solve anything, so I got my answer. My answer is actually C. So you see how you can be very fast in jamb, and before you know it, you hit 300 and above. Now look at, are you ready? Now look at this question. This one will be amazing, but it works. It works. A transformer is rated at 240 volts. If the primary coil is 4,000 turns and the secondary voltage is 12 volts, determine the number of turns in the secondary coil. Now, what you do is that in case you are in a fix, you are at a tight corner, you don't know what to do again, or don't even know how to solve it at all, you can still get the answer. Look at it. Now, if you take 240, if 240 multiply 12, it cannot give you anything that has 5. If 240 divide 400, it can never give anything that has 5 in it. If you know this value, whether multiplying or dividing, 5 will never appear. If you can take the calculator and see what I'm talking about. So there's no way 5 will appear here. So automatically, this guy is out, this guy is out. So I'm left with 100 and 200. Okay, for the smart students that are out there watching this video, you can do the calculation by yourself, and you know that the answer definitely is going to be 200. That is that for now. If you want to get more of this, go to our YouTube channel. There are so many jamb questions we have solved there for these particular exams, and you can get more details. Now, I want to pray for all of you. I pray that this jamb exam, as many as have watched this video, you are going to score above 300. Just type amen, and you come back to thank me.